The exact cost of getting into RV camping for our family, $71,795. I tracked every single dollar. Everyone shows you the sunsets and the s'mores, but nobody shows you this. We are a family of four, and this is what it actually cost us to go from zero to fully set up for travel trailer camping. I'm a vice president of software engineering by trade, and spreadsheets are kind of my thing. So today, I'm walking you through the real cost of getting into RV camping, including the expenses that nobody warns you about. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what kind of budget you need to do it yourself. Welcome back to Chai and Camper. First up is tow vehicle. If you already own a tow vehicle capable of towing a camper, you can skip this part. But before you do, a quick warning. Towing capacity is the most misunderstood number in camping. Most people get it drastically wrong, and it's dangerous. I made a whole video explaining it visually. Link is in the description. Make sure you fully understand those numbers before buying anything. For me, the truck cost $40,000 all in, and I went with a used F-150. It was 3 years old and in great condition, with only 34,000 miles on it. The towing capacity on this specific truck was 9,200 pounds. That is critical to understand, as it defines how heavy of a camper you can buy. The running total, $40,000. Next up is the camper. After researching a lot of makes and models against a list of requirements that my wife and I created, obviously there was a spreadsheet, we landed on the Forest River Grey Wolf 26 DBH. It checked all of our boxes. Bunks for the kids, outdoor kitchen, external bathroom door, weight within our tow limits. I paid $25,000 for it. Looking back, I could have negotiated better. There's a lot of wiggle room in the numbers that the dealership quotes, so don't be shy. This camper technically sleeps 9 people, and yes, it does sleep 9. I have tried it. However, half of them were kids. We are coming up on our 5th year of ownership with this camper, and we couldn't be more happy. It did break down once, but it wasn't the camper's fault. Ask me how I know. The running total, $65,000. Let me know in the comments below if this is higher or lower than what you expected so far. Now let's talk about some required setup equipment. You bought the truck and the trailer, you'd think you're done. You're not even close. This is the section that catches most new RV campers completely off guard. Let's start with the mattress. Our camper goes with a short queen mattress. That set me back $260. The mattress for both the bunks was about $120. Now let's get into the externals. Starting with power. Surge protector is $91. My camper is a 30 amp, so 30 amp cord, $37. I got a converter from 50 amps to 30 amps just to make sure if I was in a site that was 50 amps, I could still use it. I got 2 power hoses that set me back $83. The reason for using 2 is you don't want to end up in a site where the water connection is so far away from the camper that you can't reach it. That generally happens when you're late, it's dark. I've only had to use it twice, but that came in really handy. The water filter. The two-way splitter is absolutely critical because if you plug your hose directly into the water source, then your kids have no way of washing their hands outside. Unless you have an external shower, which my camper does, but I still went with the two-way splitter. The pressure regulator for the RV, again, absolutely critical. Moving down the list, the sewerage hose, the support, this basically goes under your sewerage hose, so it has a smooth decline in terms of its elevation. The magnetic bumper cover. I put my sewerage hose in the rear bumper of the RV, so these come in handy. Black water treatment. You want to do this after every trip. Storage bins for all of this equipment to be properly stored. The Anderson levelers, again, you don't want to end up at 9 p.m. and your camper is not level. These things are an absolute godsend. Leveling blocks. I generally use this under the stabilizers. X-chocks or X-blocks. If your RV is raised up and your regular rubber blockers are not blocking it, these come in handy. and your regular rubber chokers. Four-way lug wrench. This is essentially if you want to change a tire. A tool set comes in super handy because things will break in your camper. Spare fuses again come in very handy. Insect screens, they go around the camper in different places that are open to insects going inside. The jack cover to protect it against the elements. Work gloves, I absolutely recommend getting a really high quality ones because these you will use over and over again. Picnic table covers, you don't want to sit on the picnic table that has been exposed to the elements. And a fire extinguisher against supercritical. Canopy and canopy weights, camping chairs, you want to sit outside and enjoy while you are there, and a folding table. So these are the absolute critical items that you need to enjoy camping. If you go up, that totals to $1,663. The new running total is $66,663. Now let's talk about the things that will make the camper livable. You've got a camper that technically works, but it doesn't feel like a home yet. This is everything we bought to make it actually feel comfortable for a family of 4. I won't take you through the whole list, but as you can see, it is the same principle as your home. These things are critical to enjoying the camper. These ended up costing me $1,150 in total. The running total is $67,813. Nice to haves. And then there is stuff you convince yourself you need until you realize you really didn't. These things you don't need right off the bat, but some of them I'll recommend, some of them I will absolutely never buy again. So going through the list, the barbecue grill set me back $344. You need propane canisters for it to work, some grilling tools. I am not a big fan of lighting wood on fire with all the mess and everything that goes into it. We have a propane fireplace that works really, really well. You need a propane tank to make that work. The RV tow tank is a very interesting one. If you are considering camping in state parks or national parks where you don't have sewerage hookup, this is really critical. But if all you're going to do is full hookup camping, you can skip over this. My wife is a big fan of lighting, so we have a lot of lights that go outside our camper. The Level Mate Pro is a really cool device. You screw it inside the camper and you don't have to leave your driving seat in your truck to know if your camper is level. You can always use the leveling tools manually, but I think this is money very, very well spent. I bought my kids walkie-talkies for the campgrounds that are big so they can move around however they want and still be in contact with each other and with us. For places where we go camping and there is no cell signal, I had bought this signal booster. It's called V-Boost. It has worked on and off. Some places it has worked really well. Other places it hasn't worked well because there was just no signal for it to enhance. Mobile hotspot, I started off using a mobile hotspot. Later I moved to Starlink. So obviously this is obsolete now. The bed cover costs a lot of money, but is extremely handy, not just for camping, for everything else as well. My kids love taking their bikes to camping trips. So this is very useful. Since I am towing the camper with the hitch, I can't use that for a bike rack. So this is a really good alternate to that. I bought a really expensive backup camera system. This had 5 cameras in it. I will never do that again. I think the reverse cam or the back cam at the end of the camper is all you need. And that can be much cheaper than this number. I bought Garmin RV navigation, but it has a lot of other features. So I spent a lot of money on this, but it has come in extremely, extremely handy. You can't always depend on other navigation apps unless they have the ability to put in your length and your width and not take you into routes that you're not supposed to go. And with that, the grand total is $71,795. That is the upfront capital cost. This does not include ongoing expenses like RV storage, maintenance, and campground stays. I have a separate video on the ongoing expenses of camping that I will link in the description. Now, if I had to put up a number on the minimum budget to get started, Realistically, with a used truck and a used camper, you're looking at about $68,000. You can absolutely do it for less. Needless to say, RV camping is not cheap, but this is the cost of reclaiming the family time I had lost as a busy professional early on. This is the cost of doing something we all love, and the memories these last few years have been priceless. If I had to, I would do it all over again. If you're seriously thinking about getting into RV camping, subscribe. I've got videos on towing capacity, ongoing expenses, and every mistake I ever made along the way so you don't have to. As always, thank you so much for watching.